Okay, I think we can start. I'm not really seeing any additional members joining at the moment. So welcome everyone on today's MetaCube community meeting. Today is the 4th of March 2026. My name is Adam Rosman and I will be your host today. Let's start with the agenda. I think we can skip the introductions. I think we have only participants that have been here before. Then go on to the reminders. Please remember that the meeting is recorded. If you would like to help the project with contributions, then use the filter in the meeting docs, or look for the good first issue or the have wanted label, or even a lifecycle frozen label on any of the repositories. And by implementing those or working on those or closing them if they are not required anymore, or doing any sort of contributions related to them would help the project greatly. And if you are an experienced member and you would like to give some work to other community members, then please make such issues that the newcomers can work on. Then if you think your organization would be okay publicly disclosing the adoption of MetaCube, then please do that, and please push a pull request to the community repository and edit the adopters.md file in the root of the repository, same way as the others have done. Add the record with the information related to your own organization and the use case and the date of the adoption, if possible. If you are facing issues on your pull requests related to CI, meaning that your tests are failing or not starting, or you are not receiving the labels you are requesting, or your PR cannot be merged for some reason and it's hanging, then please make an issue related to the problem in the relevant repository and tag it as flake if you think it's just a flake, and also link it to the MetaCube CI tracker project on the issue UI. Now, since last week, it should be actually visible to everyone. And then the CI maintainers will actually take a look eventually. Just a fun fact, there is always at least one person looking at the CI every day, like on like that person is on duty. So there is always someone to take a look. But if you feel like, then you can just yell on Slack or ping one of the maintainers on Slack, and we will direct you to someone who can help with the CI. Okay. If you are interested about any other statistics, deliverables, containers, documentation, and so on, please check out the main GitHub page of the project, or read the docs, or just follow the links in the meeting notes. Okay, so that's all for general reminders, and we can continue with the community working groups. Is there anyone who would like to bring up a topic related to the working groups, like scalability, ARM, AI, artifact delivery, anything? Okay, checking the chat. Nothing in chat. Oh, everyone is muted. Okay, then next one is the release team. I see only one person from the release team. Is there any ironic or IRSO related release news, Ricardo, that you could share?
Just we're doing the countdown for the next OpenStack release that will happen in 3 weeks and a half, something like that. So we will have something new at the end of March, beginning of April.
Countdown to the new OpenStack release. Okay, thanks. I think from MetaCube side, there will be the new patch releases in 1 or 2 weeks. I haven't checked if Copy released the .3, like 1.12.3. So let's see. But in the coming weeks, there will be a patch release for sure for all of the main components. Okay. Anyone else? Any question, comment related to the release team, the release process, the upcoming releases? I don't see anyone. Okay, then let's continue on the regular discussion topics. And there is one big topic for Elaine.
Good morning, everyone. Just wanted to come to the meeting and raise everyone's attention that I've started opening PRs for the Ironic networking spec that was approved earlier this week. So I opened up a few to sort of get the infrastructure in place for the image, the switch stuff, and deploying the container. And then I'll once we've gone back and forth on this stuff and got it merged, I'll add some more later on for the host networking things and the BMH handling.
Thanks. That sounds good. I noticed that you started adding these, but I don't know how much time it will take to review it because there are quite big changes here. But let's see. I am very hopeful that a lot of community members will take part in the reviews and help. Anyone? Any question related to this feature set? Let me check also the chat. I'm just opening up all the PRs just for the sake of recording. Okay, then please take a look and review. Thanks for all the work. And then next one is from Nicholas.
Yeah, hello. I'm not sure if this is really the right place. I wanted to ask some stuff regarding with the host claim implementation and potentially related to scalability. So we are currently evaluating Metal 3 and we are thinking about the scalability. What we have seen until now is you either do Ironic out of it and you can have multiple Ironic conductors, etc. Or if you go the ARSO way, you get one Ironic tied to a bare metal operator. Going through the host claim proposal, it was my impression that if it is decoupled from the bare metal operator, it could allow to run easily multiple Ironics and multiple bare metal operators, but offer a single unified entry point with a common host claim operator.
Yes,
I'm not sure if I fully make sense, if I explain it properly.
Do you hear me?
Yes.
So yes, that's right. You can have some BMO operator per namespace, for example, and you can have your host claim without specifying which namespace is targeted. And you will have the host claim operator doing the choice between those different namespace with the logic that is just currently being implemented.
But the host claim is part of the bare metal operator, right? So like separating them, doing 20 bare metal operator installations, but only one host claim running will be difficult. Or am I misunderstanding things?
Well, it's true that it should be. It should have a flag to just have the host claim controller part.
Or not. So in that sense, if I only enable it in one of the bare metal operators, I should be good to go in theory, let's say.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
And there's another point is that we plan to have the identity ref in the CAPM3 side, so in the cluster API provider. And with that, you can have different clusters used as bare metal host sources. And that's another way of having different ironic, but also different host claim controller.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. I will go through again to see if I understand a bit better, but this is sufficient for now. Thank you.
If I may insert a comment, the assumption about IRSO installing only one ironic replica is not quite correct. It has still somewhat experimental HA mode where it installs arbitrary number of ironic replicas. By default, it will do one per control plane node. You can use node selector to tune where you want. We do insist on having one replica per node, so it's like a daemon set, not a normal deployment. There are reasons for that. I'm happy to elaborate separately if you're curious, or point you the design proposal why it was done this way. But that is already an existing thing. You definitely can have more than one conductor. There is a proposal. I actually did that, but I haven't written the code to potentially have several conductors per ironic instance. So we will have one ironic per node, but that ironic has several conductor processes. That should be easy to do. I haven't done that. I'll link the proposal itself in a response to your comments on the discussion. So there's definitely interest and there's some work that has been done to install several ironic instances within one IRSO ironic object. The caveat is that so far this setup does not support PXE booting. But also if you go for serious scaling, I'm questioning if PXE booting is the right thing to do, but I also understand that some people just are bound to using PXE. If virtual media is a path forward for you, if you are using modern, I don't know, Dell HP and many other models hardware, you can start experimenting with this feature today.
Okay, I'll check the link when you post it and read about it as well. Good to know.
Yeah, and also keep in mind that IRSO is a relatively new and quickly developing project. So if you want to add something, you're welcome to. If you want to help writing code, you're very, very welcome. So it's not fixed in time. We definitely work on it, and I personally have interest into scaling into tens of thousands of nodes. By the way, we do handle 3500 with one ironic at Red Hat, so under certain conditions it's doable.
And one single conductor?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know it can scale a single instance that much.
It can.
Okay.
We tested using virtual media only. We never tried PXE booting with that. And we obviously don't deploy all 3500 nodes at the same time. We batch them. I believe people use 50 or a couple of hundred nodes per batch to deploy them. It's also a bit customized deployment process, so it may not be like a direct comparison to what you will try to do, but thousands are not unheard of. It's worth at least giving it a try and experimenting and seeing how it looks in your case.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks for all the responses, actually.
Just want to mention that during this one of the scalability tests, I also I was not aware that one conductor can handle this much amount of nodes. So I had 1000 nodes with this fake HIPAA and everything, but I had 2 conductors, and I was also deploying the nodes in batches of 50, and that worked pretty well. But I would now definitely try with one conductor only.
Okay. Nicholas, was all of your questions answered, or is there anything else you would like to ask? We have time.
No, this is enough. I need to delve a bit deeper into the host claim proposal itself, but also the various resources people pointed out. But I have quite some more information to work with. So yeah, thanks everyone.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, and thanks everyone who helped. Is there anyone else with any other discussion topics that we should discuss? Looking in the chat. Yep, go on.
With Dmitry, we talked during the week of the contract between the cluster API provider and the bare metal operator. In fact, the assumption on the bare metal operator side is that if you have a consumer ref, it's is how you say that you take a BMH. And in fact, CAPM3 has at least 2 instances where it bypasses this contract. The first one is with not reuse. When you put a not reuse label, you're more or less saying that you like to keep this BMH for you because you will soon launch a new Metal 3 machine that should reuse this BMH. But for the time where this label is used, there is no consumer ref on the bare metal host. So for example, if you implement a controller using bare metal host that is not aware of this convention, it could steal your bare metal host. And the second one is with an ALFI annotation put by the remediation controller. You should not use those bare metal hosts, but it's just an annotation, a CAPI annotation, and it's not necessarily clear for other users of BMH that you should not touch those bare metal hosts.
Sorry, which was the second one? I didn't.
The ANALFI annotation put by remediation controllers, by CAPM3 remediation controller. So the question was during the implementation of the association logic for host claims, because host claims are on the bare metal host side, should we or not respect those annotations? And we tend to think that CAPM3 should move, at least for the not reuse case, to put a consumer ref. It could be, for example, a consumer ref on the machine deployment or the control plane object to say don't use those bare metal hosts. And with this, you don't really need the label anymore, but the most important thing is that everybody knows that those bare metal hosts are booked.
Actually, node reuse was initially designed to keep the host when there was already a provision BMH. So assuming that there was a consumer ref already existing, and was that while upgrading, we chose the same BMH, not a new one. This is interesting if it is actually allowing also to just set a label and then steal a host even without a consumer. If perhaps this path was overlooked, so that's an interesting finding. We can take a look. We have use case for node reuse, but we can probably also add this check that if it is claiming a BMH which is not provisioned, so in that case, I do agree that it should also put some sort of a consumer ref.
I suspect the problem was that with node reuse scenario, the MetalCube machine no longer exists. So I guess we remove consumer ref because it's now pointing to an invalid MetalCube machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do now see the path. Okay.
Yeah, and then suggested that we just maybe provide a fake consumer ref. So kind of instead of, I don't know, I don't remember the format, consumer ref MetalCube machine / name, I don't know, reservation for node or node reuse / node name or something, like move the node name into some sort of a fake consumer ref. That could be a path forward.
Yeah. I will ask the team to actually, I don't honestly now recall the whole implementation in CAPM3 by heart, but it's a valid point. We will check and get back. Thanks for raising this.
Yeah, thank you.
Sure.
Because without that, we are forced to hard code some CAPM3 details into host claims controller, which I personally really want to avoid. Because from host claims perspective, CAPM3 is just one consumer, and we should not prioritize it or create this tangling between the two controllers.
Yeah, definitely. I think me for one, I have been really struggling to actually now remove this owner reference from BMH that MetalCube machine puts. And I have seen this tangling and I couldn't actually get rid of it. So definitely no new tangling should be welcome. We will get back to this one, hopefully, once we know how to solve this.
So there's an issue open on the first part on the node reuse in CAPM3 repo.
So say it again, what's the question, or I couldn't capture?
I was saying that I have open an issue on this question.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's great. That's great.
Could you please put the link to the issue, link of the issue into the chat? I could add it, or if you would be so kind.
I will put it in the chat. I have trouble with Google Docs.
Sounds good. Yeah, thanks. I will add it here. Okay. Is there any other topic anyone would like to discuss? I will read the chat also if someone writes it there. Because if not, then we can quickly go through the backlog and milestone. Just quickly check if we have to add the milestone. If you are not interested in like the milestone maintenance, feel free to drop. I know it's not the most interesting. Okay, for IPAM it looks good. For CAPM3, let's see, there is one on .12. This is relatively new. This is the one you are working on, Kashif, so I guess that's fine. Okay, BMO. Again, that looks healthy. Ironic image 35, 36. Okay, we have something for 32. Oh yeah, that's from me. That this had a verdict, and the pip and other setup tools and those have been uplifted, but the others have not. I might come back to this. Could someone please remind me how long are we planning to support the version 32? I know this is related to a stable OpenStack release. I just don't know like the calendar date when this will be deprecated.
I think 32 is going away next.
So in March or
yeah, like April, something like that, if I'm not mistaken, because we removed 31 recently. So
that's from MetalCube perspective, right? Not from OpenStack perspective.
Yeah, of course.
And from OpenStack perspective.
So if this is stable, I don't remember by heart. Sorry, I need to double check which stable release is that. Like in Ironic image, and I will let me check quickly. That's 2025.2, so next year.
Okay.
I think, yeah, like mid 2027, something like that, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's fine. I was just wondering. Thank you for looking it up. Okay, where was I? Ironic image, yeah. So there was my stuff for the 32. There is some stuff for 34. Yeah, it's just pinning. Okay, otherwise it looks fine. Yeah, I close this back. And the last one we have to check is IRSO 09. Okay, 08 has some stuff. I guess the RFE I can move to 09, right? Because this has not been done.
Yeah, and so far nobody's planning 09 as well. So although we just discussed it, maybe it's going to be useful.
I can drop it to 010. That's fine. Thanks. Then we have test policy documentation. Yeah, I guess this can. Yeah, I will move it to 9. We could backport like policy docs on how supported branch is tested, but I will move the milestone up. And then set up periodic test actions for IRSO. Yeah, I think it's a general topic again. I can move it ahead. And it's frozen. I can even move it to 10. Okay. Let's see if I refresh this one. Good. So we have something for 06. And I guess we are not supporting this 06 anymore, right? Or do we?
678 are the current active versions.
678. Okay, then it's fine. Then why is this one has not been merged? Oh, okay. By the way, now that it is in front of us, is there someone who is working on this HA? Oh wait, this is not the one that I wanted to ask about. Yeah, I wanted to ask about this one because I have been I've seen this fail a couple of times recently on different tests, but this is different. Okay, but this is fine. This is fine like this if this is still supported. Okay, 05. Okay, 09 is new. 010. Okay, I think I went through all of them. Milestones are in good shape. Thanks, everyone. So, is there any other comment, question, or anything you would like to discuss related to the meeting?
So I should probably mention that another thing that happened during host claims discussion, and Zane and I basically figure out an very ancient bug in CAPM3 which was incorrectly worked around by having a global mutex, which works kind of as much as mutex is a solution to anything, but if CAPM3 has to coexist with host claims controller, that's obviously not going to work. And the reason is I can find a link later, or can find it pretty easily. Zane created a bug like a week ago. The reason is I believe we're using patch for consumer ref. That disables its safety mechanism where you cannot override consumer ref, right? Because patch always succeeds. It doesn't fail if you're overriding a recently added another string. So we are changing that in host claims with Pierre to use update, so that if version mismatch, we get a failure and we retry. I believe CAPM3 had to be fixed as well, and then you can probably drop the global mutex. But at least it has to be fixed, because otherwise it's not going to coexist nicely with host claims API or with anything that relies on consumer ref.
Yep, thanks for that. I've read it, and quite a few other folks have read it, and yeah, it was a great explanation. And yeah, I think everyone agrees that that bug is there.
And in the implementation in the Metal3 machine controller, if you really separate update from associate, because in fact associate do a lot of the part that update performs, then you can have an update in the sense of the update operation at the end of associate that just do the consumer ref part, and then as the bare metal host is really taken, you don't necessarily need to change from patch to update for setting the remainder, for setting the BMH spec. So that could be a way to keep the helper without sacrificing correctness.
Okay, thanks. Good to know. I also commented it here. I hope I captured it correctly. Okay, anyone else? Anything else? And any reflection on that bug? I don't have the link, but I have read it, and Adi read it, and Leonard also. So we all agreed on our side also that it's legit. I also triaged it and accepted it, so all good. Okay. If nothing else, then thanks everyone for joining today. Thanks for the good topics that you discussed today and brought to our attention today. Let's hope next week we will have similarly good discussions. And until then, have a great weekend and see you same time next week. Bye bye.
Thanks. Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Goodbye.